Hello, we are live. I want to say, I want to say hello. Hi, Shelby. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I want to say thank you to the admins as well for sharing. Welcome to Support Apports, yeah? Our launch of Support Apports. And just to explain what we're trying to do before I introduce our wonderful guests who are here today, what we're trying to do is Support Apports is a no-profit foundation. We're trying to raise funds for all the people that are in the ports that we visit, that make our trips there so memorable, that they need our help. They've had no cruising now for a year. And what's going to happen when we resume cruising, what's going to happen is it's going to be bubbles. It's going to be people in bubbles doing excursions. So they're not going to get any support as well. So we're asking the cruising community, it's a call for action. The cruising community, please help us. Yeah. Just to explain, there are 4 things you can do to help us. 4 things. The first one, please donate. Because if you don't donate, we can't help everybody. That's the most important thing. Please donate. No fund is too small. Yeah. The second thing is, please like our page. We need everybody to see the page. So please like our page. Number 3 is please share the page. Please invite your friends to like the page. And the 4th, get involved. We need the cruising community to get involved. Before I introduce our wonderful guests who are all here today to help with Support, I just want to say a big hello to Chile, one of the fellow Cruise Amigos here. All the friends out there, if you don't know, Chile obviously had some pretty bad news in the last week or so, and Chile's now doing the big fight, the big sea fight. But Chile is here, despite having his own personal battle. He's here trying to help other people who need help. So Chile, thank you so much, man. And I mean, you are an inspiration to all of us, and every single one of us are with you on your fight. We really are.
Thanks, Pete. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
So everybody knows, just to give you a real quick rundown on why we started doing this, and I'll use my favorite example. I'm not a guy that goes on excursions on cruise ships. I like to get off the boat and go find a place and have a couple adult beverages, maybe some lunch, talk to some locals, and that's the way I enjoy all the ports that I cruise to literally around the world. Nassau, Bahamas, which was never my favorite port in the world, but I went strolling through the straw market and found the lady that made these scrumptious pina coladas. And every time since I've been to Nassau, I get immediately off the boat, go down to the straw market, and have a pina colada from her and sit. I might sit there an hour and a half and just chat with her and the other people there. Guys like that have had no money for a year, and they're not liable not to have any money for who knows how much further, because the cruise ships are going to keep all of the cruisers in a bubble on specific excursions. So that little lady that sells me pina coladas in Nassau can't do anything then. So we want to help people like that at every port around the world. And we're raising money, and we'll get money, and we've got some inside now as to who needs it the most, and we'll get the money to those people. And by the way, we're going to try to get every penny that is donated to the right places. So that's it for now. Pete, you can introduce everybody. I'll keep quiet for a while.
Yeah, we are hearing a lot of background noise from Elizabeth, because Elizabeth is in Mexico live on a beach somewhere. And Elizabeth, we are hearing a lot of background noise from you. I don't know if you can move away from where you are.
Or mute for the moment.
Yeah.
Just mute.
Thank you. Right, I want to introduce one. She'll come back, hopefully. First of all, I'm going to go from the top. In no specific order, I want to say thank you, Martin. I want you to introduce Martin from the Holiday Village. Martin.
Hi, Pete. You all right? Hi, guys. Hello, everyone.
Can you just...
Hi.
Can you just explain what you do, please, Martin, first of all, just so everybody knows?
I run my own independent travel business, specialising in cruise. Love my job. sending people away, creating memories and dreams and pictures and places you'll cherish all your life.
Wonderful. Thank you, Martin. And we'll next to Martin, we have live from Alaska, we have Lady and her wonderful mother, Glenda.
Yes. Hello, everybody. So when we heard about all the support, we definitely said that we had to be a part of this because I've been on 15 cruises and my mom's been on 14 of those with me. So she's like my top travel buddy. And there's places in Alaska that I haven't been, but she has. And then there's like, she's from the island of Dominica. So it's just so many things there. All that you guys were doing here, we wanted to support them because without cruising, like without them at the ports, we don't have cruising like we love it. So, and we wanted to figure out a way to give back. And I want to say something about everybody here is the fact that you guys aren't just thinking about yourselves, you're thinking about how you can help others. And I do appreciate that about every single one of you on the show right now in the comments, just really big, warm hearts. So thank you for having us on the show. And thank you just for being awesome people.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lady. Thank you, Glenda. And of course, we have our wonderful cruise amigo, John from Minnesota. Hi, John.
I should be last.
I know you should be, John. Yeah.
All right. Well, all right. It's me next. Okay. Well, with the background of North Dakota Badlands behind me, it's a fake picture, by the way. Pete's is real, but mine is fake. Just want to say welcome. I've been a world traveler for lots of years and got into cruising more recently, like Pete, and just really like what all of the people that put it together to make it happen for us. You know, that line that came out in America about 10 years about it takes a village to raise a kid. Well, sometimes it takes a village to let me have a good time. And all of those people really work hard. And I'm into getting stories. I've been in broadcast since 1977, collecting stories. That's what I did for a living. And now that I'm retired from that, but doing these kind of things, I still collect stories. And it's just amazing to hear about people who are working for us on the ships or when you're off and you're in these straw markets, like you say. And these people have depended on us in those big steel machines to come by and drop a few dollars, and that supports their family. And it's just gone. And like Chili says, even when cruising starts up again for a long time, it's still going to be gone for them because to make cruising work again, they're going to be holding all excursions within very controlled bubbles. And they're going to walk past all of these people, maybe that you made friends with over the years and your favorite places to go. And so we're just trying in our very best way to use a little American and English ingenuity to try and gather some money and get it over to the people in the various places. And it's going to go right from you through us to them. That's the important thing to know. It's not going to go to somebody on the other side that's going to then take a chunk and distribute it. We're going to reach out, find need on the other side. It will be different in every port, but we're going to try and get it right to those people at the other end. And that's the joy of it for, I think, not only me, but everybody that's on the screen today.
Thank you, John. And next to John, we have the wonderful Melissa. Hi, Melissa.
Center square on the Hollywood or on Amigos squares today.
I feel like the Brady Bunch. I'm like in the middle. Oh, God, I just showed my age.
You look a little like Paul Lynde.
So Melissa, just explain who you are, and about Cruise Shop Save and why people need help in the ports, please.
Yes, I will. So my name is Melissa. When this all happened, I started a company called Cruise Shop Save because for 25 years I ran shopping programs on cruise ships, and we would send people shopping to local businesses ashore. And it was, you know, people would buy gorgeous indigenous products supporting those communities where the ships dock. And there are even big businesses out there. People who cruise all the time will have heard of Diamonds International. There's Jason. Just mentioned the name Diamonds International, and here's Jason, the manager of Diamonds International in Barbados. How are you?
Hey, pretty good. Sorry to be late.
No problem. I'm just explaining to our audience who I am. I'm nobody. But yeah, no, so when this all happened, I thought, my God, what's going to happen to, because in these places, they have nothing else. They have tourists, and that's it. So even big companies like Diamonds International, Milano, Effie, they hire lots of local people. It's their jobs, it's their livelihood. So I started a website called Cruise Shop Save, and I'm trying to sell products. I'm trying to get my head around e-commerce. It's crazy. Nightmare, but we'll get there. And then I was introduced to these three fantastic guys called the Cruise Amigos, Pete, John, and Chili, and become fast friends. And they explained about the charity, Support the Port. A great charity. It's very needed. Can I read out the statement from Elizabeth now, Pete?
Please do, Melissa. Yeah,
So
and then I'll introduce Selby.
Okay, Elizabeth was here, but she's on a beach in Mexico, in Ishbuha, so she's got a really poor signal, so she can't join us tonight. But I interviewed her earlier because we did a test and we realized that the signal wasn't great. So basically, she lives in Cozumel, Mexico, and people are struggling to eat. There is a soup kitchen there, and they, the Mexicans are really proud people. They won't ask for help, like a lot of destinations. And there's a soup kitchen, and they are struggling just to get beans and rice and tortillas. It's crazy. So this is where your money will go. This is what we will do, is connect with people in these locations and say, where do we need to go? Where do we need to help and support these people? Because like I said earlier, without cruise ships, there's no other industries. If you're from America or the UK or Australia, or, you can just go do another job. It might not be your favorite job, but you can go do something else. But in these islands and these port destinations in Europe, in the Caribbean, in Alaska, you just can't do that. So she said that she was on the beach in Ishbuha last night, and people are pitching tents on the beach so that they can have a little fun and a little downtime. They're not staying in the hotels, they're literally camping on the beach, and they're sitting there eating fruit and vegetables. And then last night they were eating eggs. So her and her friends went over and started talking to them and said, what are you doing? They're like, oh, we're just having something to eat. And they're like, oh, no. So they took them some food over. But literally, this is how bad things are in these destinations. And in Playa del Carmen, in Cozumel, people need food. People just need food.
Yeah, thank you, Melissa. And we're going to talk about that in a minute. That's wonderfully said, and it's so sad. Shelby, I don't know if your microphone is on. Can you say something?
Yeah, you're muted, Shelby.
Shelby, you need to unmute your microphone. Shelby is in Florida with Travel.fun. Can you?
There you go.
Yay.
Now we can hear you.
Yay.
Hello, Shelby.
Oh,
welcome.
Hi.
Welcome. Please introduce yourself and explain about what you do.
Okay. I thank you so much, Peter. I just first want to send my blessings. I know we all do, to this fabulous man, Chili, who has been such a big part of, I know, your creation and John's Three Amigos. And gosh, man, we are here and we are feeling you. So thank you so much for being here, and we care. So please hope you feel that. Yeah. Well, first of all, I don't generally do many fundraisers, and there's lots of reasons for that, because I've been at the top and I know that the money doesn't always go to the places it should. So I'd much rather give the money directly to the people. So this is actually one of the first fundraisers that I've been around and supporting publicly. And it's because of Peter, Chili, and John, and because of the integrity of these souls, that I am absolutely 100% confident that they are doing the research that needs to be done to get it to the people directly, which is not just a promise. It's almost like a direct link, So that's the first thing. Who I am, I'm Shelby Burnett. I have been cruising 2,500 days at sea. I worked on cruise ships for 8 years. I'm very familiar with the people in port, and just like you mentioned, that in the straw market, I mean, you go there week after week, and I went there week after week for months after months. And so I absolutely acknowledge what he's saying is 100% true. I really appreciate the insight in Barbados that you just gave, with people just wanting food. And I know for sure that most of the people that love cruising do not really understand the dynamics that are so connected with cruising and that there are no alternatives. I think that point was brilliantly made, and I'm sure they'll do more of that. I have been with singles and doing groups of thousands, hundreds and thousands of singles for 15 years. And that's my thing. So I would love to get more of that going when it does happen. But I am just deeply honored to be invited to the call, and I just want you guys to know that I believe in you, and that I want my people to know that I believe in you, and that giving to you is to giving to the truth, to trying to go directly. And I know your main concern is that it doesn't get frazzled away, which happens so often when you're doing charities. It's very sad, actually, how it does get frazzled away. And I know for sure you guys are deliberately looking at this as a touch and go, like, let's go right there, right to the source. And we all know people in different ports of call that we can help directly. So I'm privileged. I'm excited. I hope to keep connection with all of you. I do have a 3:30 hard stop, so I will have to run off the call. It's not because I don't want to be here, but I already had a prior commitment. And thank you so much for having me. And I'm just so delighted of what you're doing. And I know it's important. So I want to be a part of it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Shelby.
We really appreciate that. And last but not least, we have Jason in Barbados. Jason, thank you so much for coming on the show. We had a lovely talk earlier. Got to meet your wonderful daughters as well, which is hilarious. Now, Jason, can you please introduce yourself, and can you please explain, as you did to me, how things are in Barbados with all the vendors and everybody, please? Thank you.
Hey, okay. I'm Jason. Hi, everybody. I work for one of the major retailers, luxury retailers in Barbados, Diamonds International. In terms of the effect on our island, we have two segments of tourism, two predominant segments of tourism. One is the cruise, and the other is the long stay. Of course, both of them have been affected by COVID, but the cruise has been decimated. We have one cruise facility where all the cruise ships dock that is considered to be a port of entry. So the average local can't come and shop there. So any store or any vendor who is located at that location is completely dependent on cruise ships coming in. When there's no cruise ships, there's literally no business. So large entities like Diamonds International, Colombian Emeralds, we will have stores outside of this facility, but there are lots of small vendors within the facility who their sole source of income comes from cruise ships. And they have literally had no work since, I think the last ship came sometime around the 20th of April. Don't quote me on that, but that's an approximate date. That facility has been shut. Most of us who work main jobs will have national insurance, where we actually have national insurance benefits deducted from our salaries by our companies. A lot of these vendors within the ports basically pay themselves, so they don't pay into that system. And when the island shut down, they had no national insurance benefits. So I have a couple of friends who have business in port, and they've had no revenue at all, not even national insurance benefits since the end of April. I really don't know how they survive. I mean, for myself, it was tough because your national insurance benefits are only a portion of your salary. It's not 100% of your salary. So, I had to go by on 60% of my salary in my pay grade for since April, and it's been challenging. I mean, I'm not going to say I'm hand to mouth, but I know people out there who struggle to make it to the supermarket to get the base essentials. So yeah, it's been a tough haul for the average tourism professional or practitioner in Barbados. Restaurants have closed here and there. I mean, I think 3 major restaurants have closed, not just closed for the period, they've completely shut down. We've lost large companies like Nikki Beach. They've shut their operation. So in general, the tourism industry in Barbados, it's been hammered.
Thank you, Jason. It's such a sad thing now for me. My plea to the cruising community is that once cruising resumes, which we all desperately want to do, we're all cruisers, we love to cruise, yeah. Once cruising resumes, just say for instance it resumes next April, for instance, and hopefully it will do, yeah. What's going to happen is us as cruisers out there, it's going to be great. We can jump on the ships again. It's fantastic. We can do what we love to do. All the people who work on the cruise ships, who have had no work either for a year almost, they're going to get their jobs back. And it's magic. And I can promise you that when I get on that cruise ship, they're going to get the right tips, whatever I can afford. Yeah, that is fantastic. Do you know what my worry is? This, yeah, and this is. Look at this. Paint this picture. Imagine you're in Barbados. Yeah, you're in Barbados. You survived that year amazingly. You survived COVID. You survived having no work, and you're there, and you have had all the time. You know, you have supported the cruising industry. You've been there. And you rely on cruisers to come off the ships. A big $1 billion cruise ship comes into Barbados, yeah? Wonderful sight. Thank goodness it is, yeah? All this lovely cruising community come off that ship in their long lines, yeah? And you know what? They walk straight past all the vendors in their bubbles, excursion bubbles, to go onto coaches to do their excursions, because they're not allowed to mix with the local people. I don't say that's not wrong. I understand that, because we have to be safe. But if you have survived that year in Barbados and you see this long line of people finally coming to visit your beautiful island, and they walk past you, yeah, because they have to. So all we're trying to do, our community here, is we've created support, and we're inviting the cruising community to get together. You can donate to your favorite port, and it will go to the people in that port. We'll make sure of that, because when we resume cruising, we have to look after everybody, like Jason in Barbados. So that's my plea to the cruising community, and I'm talking too much. I really am. And we had these wonderful people who have come in to help us today, which is marvelous.
What's new, Pete? You always talk too much.
I know. Martin, you've been in the travel industry for such a long time, yeah? You contacted us and you said, what can I do to help? I mean, that is just magical, Martin. We appreciate that so much. What do you think? I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I saw like support a port, and I thought, the food chain of the cruise industry, it's not just the cruise line, it's not just the cruise, the coach companies, the excursions, it's the bars, it's the restaurants, it's the businesses that feed into those bars and restaurants. There's so many people that this is affected, and when I saw it, I thought it's an amazing thing to do. So I thought I'd like to get involved. So what I thought from my side is, you know, when people book a cruise, we would like to make a donation from what we make in profit to support. And that'll be a percentage of what we make, and that is to go straight to them. Now, normally we're going to get our commissions about 6 weeks before departure, but what I'll do from now to the end of the year, anybody who books with us, I'll make sure that's put straight into the pot, and we'll make that donation. You just tell us which port they want to support. You know, I mean, you know, depending on what they book, what we make, we'll put part of our profit into that. And it's all about supporting people out there. The cruise community is massive. There's millions of people around this world that cruise, and we love visiting these places. But if they've gone, if these vendors have gone, the restaurants have gone, the bars have gone, it's not going to be the same experience. So it's all about supporting each other. And that's why I came on and thought I'd like to do this, and spoke to Pete, and here we are today on this call.
Thank you so much, Martin. Just to give you the heads up, everyone, that we are going to have 2 live shows which are designed to raise money for a specific ports, yeah? And next Sunday, we are going to be live in Alaska with Lady and Glenda, Anchorage, and your local ports. And the week after, I hope, I haven't thrown this on you yet, Jason, but we would love to do the week after, Sunday week, the live show with Jason and the wonderful people in Barbados. And of course, as we go along, we want to do more live shows for more ports and more people that need it. Lady, thank you so much for getting involved and with your wonderful mother. And we're going to be live with you next week, aren't we?
We are so excited about it.
Looking forward to it.
Yes. I know.
Yeah, how are the people? I mean, Alaska is one of the places that has been really affected as well, hasn't it?
Yeah, tourism is definitely a big deal in Alaska. Because whether it's coming to Alaska in the summer to fish or in the winter, I know not necessarily cruising, but we just rely a lot on tourism all year round. So not being able to have that is really a big impact on the people who are relying on it. Just like we were talking about in Mexico and Barbados, there's some people who they work during the summer just so that they can live the full year, doing things that they need to rely on cruise ships for.
Wow. I mean, what we need for everybody watching, I mean, if you're still watching this, I mean, we share this everywhere. We need a few things, as it said. First of all, please donate. It's really easy to donate. Just go to supportaport.com and you can do it from there, from anywhere in the world. Or go, please like our page, Support, like our page. Do you know how we can all get together? We can share this everywhere. And if people know it's there, as John and Chili say, the cruising community, they're such generous people, and if they get to see this, they will help. So we're asking everybody watching, please help us get involved. Please share it, and please get it out there. Jason, are you going to be okay for Sunday week?
I will say I'll give you a soft yes right now, but we'll talk and we'll firm it up.
Fantastic, because we need the live broadcasts that we do are where people are going to donate from. They're going to see the people there. They're going to see what help they need. Chili.
Yes.
Please carry on. I'm talking too much.
I'm just Pete. I'm just sitting back and enjoying this today.
And we're not even on the boat yet.
Yeah, I haven't got 45 minutes, and he never did get to the boat. That's one of Pete's stories, folks.
That was a funny one.
That was a good one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You got to go in the Wayback Machine to know. We'll tell that story again next week. I promise. We're not going to take time today, but we'll tell why that's a repeating line here on our show. But Chili, go ahead.
No, I'm just tickled pink that we're getting some support and we're getting some people. I feel so, I don't know, heartfelt thanks to everybody that's doing this. And I just hope we can do some good for the people that I have grown to love. I've been cruising now since 1978. And every port I've ever gone in, I found somebody to sit and chat with, to sit and talk with, to have a drink with, have a little lunch with, because I'm a clown, to joke around and kid with. And these are the people that I really, really hope that we can help in some way. So I appreciate everything all of you guys are doing.
Fantastic. I was hoping that I spoke to Andreas, who's in Qatar, where we're visiting next year, which would be fun, absolutely wonderful. And he's got a tour excursion company. I was hoping that one of his tour guides was going to come on the show, but unfortunately that didn't happen. But I did speak to him very quickly. I'm hoping Andreas is actually probably watching this, yeah. And I mean, and he just messaged me saying that in Qatar, it's very bad. He said the old town is dead without cruisers. Yeah. And restaurants, souvenir shops are closed. People took out big loans because they thought there'd be ships. And of course, everyone was ready for the season. He said, now, unfortunately, the virus, he says, everyone's businesses are ruined. You know, it's just dreadful. But one of the things I obviously explained to Andreas what we're trying to do. But one of the things for the cruising community to know about more than anything else is that at the end of the message, the wonderful man, he just turned around to me and just said, thank you for caring. You know?
Yeah.
Thank you for caring, you know, and the cruising community do care, you know, but I think it's really important. It's not just the cruising community. It's also for the cruising companies, the cruise lines as well. It's not going to be a good look if these big ships come into these ports and they walk everyone past all the local people. It really isn't. You know, the cruise lines, I really hope will get involved and help us as well, and I'm sure they will do. But our wonderful people, you know, when you hear that, thank you for caring, and we do, and please show it, because we can't. Again, if you don't donate, we haven't got anything to do to help, and that's one of the most important things. It really is. Melissa, you've been involved in ports for such a long time. You know so many people there.
I do. It's devastating. Jason, I was going to ask you, so we all know what Jason's talking about. It's the cruise terminal in Barbados. You know, what about the that lady she has that little stall in the middle and she sells those key rings. Remember that?
Yeah.
What is she doing?
I don't know. I mean, like, some of these people, just that's their single source of revenue. Just a little side note. I think I'm gonna sound like an idiot saying that this has taught us that we need to have multiple sources of income, so that you don't, like, you're dependent on one source of income now. Like this, if that hasn't taught you that can't happen, you know. Absolutely. So like those people that are just like they only have that one source of income for 6 months of the year. So, you know, they're on the hustle for 6 months. Then they sit basically with at one ship every week, Carnival ship every week, and then every other week on Royal Caribbean. So they have to play with that diminished revenue. You know, without national insurance, I think maybe 80% of them won't have any sort of government benefits. So you know, like Cariloha, Del Sol, they laid off all of their staff, and they're not operating in any way. They only have stores in ports of entry. It's
that's why. I mean, that's why I've started a website, and I'm trying to sell their product. So I spoke to Landra, who is the manager of Del Sol, and her last name is Culpepper, and her family has that stall inside that terminal as well, selling those amazing hot sauces and jams. And so I'm trying to help her get online, and so we can actually. This donating is great. Let's get the money. That sounded really crass. I'm sorry. Let's try and take the money. Let's get the money. Let's get the donations and get them to the people right now, because they need to eat and survive. But then you're right. We need a plan B, and we need to invest in economies. And I believe that when you travel, you know, I've always been a shopping lecturer and telling people where to shop. The amazing memento from your trip in Chile, you do this when you go to the straw market in Nassau, is just the people that you meet when you're shopping and you're buying their products that either they come from there or they're made there. And you look at these items and it's better than photographs sometimes, because when you look at that T-shirt or that keychain or that whatever, you're sharing it and you remember the interaction with the person that sold it to you, and you just can't. That's just so
unless you're like me, I think I know every bartender at every Senor Frogs and every Margaritaville in the Caribbean and Mexico. Everyone I've had a drink with.
And you remember?
Pretty much.
That's great.
But you're so right, Melissa. This is actually about the people. This is about two sets of people, really. It's about the people that cruise, and it's about the people that are in the ports that need to survive until when everything is safe again, that we can go back and have those wonderful cocktails and meet these wonderful people and the wonderful tour guides and everyone involved in the cruising world, in the port world, that make our lives so memorable when we go there. That I have so many magical memories myself in these places. I've only been cruising 5 years, that's all, and I've met so many incredible people already. So it's about the people. John, John has worked so hard getting the back side of things ready. He sorted out unbelievably quickly the foundation in America, because we have to be a foundation to do this properly, a non-profit foundation, and the website is up and running, which looks great, you know, And that's where, so John, can you please explain how people can donate to help?
Sure. Of course, wherever you are in the world, the site, of course, is in American dollars because this is where we're located as far as the business end. And we are on track to become a 501(c) in the United States. Of course, even before COVID, that takes a long time to get all the paperwork done. But one of the ways that you do that is you act like one before you are one. And so we are doing all of the legal and required steps to do that. Including having a board of directors, which are overseeing us. Along with that, we have an advisor who's been, so this is not their first rodeo, although I've been sidelined on this kind of stuff before. But with that, funds are not commingled. There's documents that are printed out, and we keep a record of everything. And that's why you might say, why do you need this information? Well, when you're buying from a company or you're buying from a store, you give them $20 and they give you something. The transaction's over. When you're donating to a charity or a foundation or any other, or to a church, other than when you put the cash in the plate. And I know that sounds weird that, well, I can put $100 in the plate and they don't know who I am. But when you're giving it to them through the internet side or the data side, they have to know who you are, because we have to be able to show the people that somebody's not laundering money through us, because that's what these things are used for a whole lot of times. So we're really sorry if it seems like we're prying into who you are a little bit more than you might think, like asking for your phone number. We just have to identify that donor A isn't donor B acting differently than donor C than donor D. So we have to keep records for years and years and years for each one of you. It is put in with the best security that the internet can offer. We have not scrimped on this. We have gone with the companies that have the reputation for doing this. Of course, it's handled through your credit card transaction services. If you donate in pounds, it's turned into dollars. It comes here. When we get I want to say a pocket full, but our thing is about $100. When we get about $100, then and it's for Barcelona, then we will pick that place in Barcelona. When we get $100 for Cosmel, I think that's who we were talking about earlier today, where they have a soup kitchen. Boy, we're going to find that soup kitchen. And that's where I think it will go unless somebody has an objection. But that's the kind of thing we want to do. And we're going to get it right down there so that it's going to do something maybe right away that day. This is not going to go, and I use the Red Cross as an example. Believe me, I am not critical of the Red Cross. But like 11 to 15% of the money that you give to the Red Cross gets to a place. Because they need a machine. They are designed to react when there's a hurricane, when there's a disaster, when there's a flood. And to do that, they got to have a big machine. And to do that, they take donations from around the world and they build buildings that house trucks and trailers, and they have to have people on staff, and they have MRIs, they call them in the military, but ready to eat meals and blankets and oxygen tanks, and the list goes on and on, that they need to have ready to do that so that they can get there and do what they do so very, very well. And so I'm not in any way suggesting don't donate to them. They do what they do, and I think they do it really darn well. And we went through a flood here in Grand Forks in 1997. And other than Budweiser, who canned water, that's pretty funny, I think. But there was pallets of Budweiser cans that just said water on them, all around town. You just went and got a 12-pack of water. But the Red Cross was there, and they did it. And so we, on the other hand, we don't need big buildings, and we don't have to buy trucks, and we don't have to buy oxygen tanks, and we're not buying blankets, and we're not doing all of those things. Other than the cost of moving money around and those hard banking charges and stuff that we cannot escape from. Nobody can escape from. How much do you want to fly me there in my private jet? No, just kidding. But other than those hard costs, everything that we have no salary people. We have no directors aren't getting money for sitting in a chair and having big meetings and saying, let's do this. Everything is going to our cause. And I promise you that. And if you don't believe me, make a donation, and when we have enough business to show you. We'll give you a printout. I mean,
Yeah.
this is I can't get down to the bottom here. I have a successful job and career. Chili has a successful job and career. Pete's been a TV actor since I think he was 6 or so. You should see his past pictures, by the way. He's wearing a mask now. He doesn't look anything like this. And I'm sorry that I'm rattling on here, but I kind of wanted to get this message out. That, we are lean and mean. And when you give $1, other than there are bank charges and stuff, like I said, we can't get away from them. But every penny, other than the cost of moving money around, is going to get to the other end. And I'm really proud of that because, that's why we did this, to do the very best that we can do. I believe that I have to answer to a higher source someday. I hope it's many years in front of me, but I have to answer to somebody much higher than my fellow cruisers one day. And by God, I want to be there and be able to say I did my very best.
Thank you, John. Wonderfully said. I mean, this now, it's really about you lot out there. It's about you, the people. If the cruising community don't embrace this and don't help us help, there's nothing we can do. It is really up to you now. All we can do is do our very best, and get it out there as much as we can. It's up to everybody. So please, as you said, you can donate to any port that you want to, your favorite port, whatever you want to do. It's entirely up to you. We'll make sure it gets to the right people. It's so important at the beginning that we share this, that we let the cruising people out there know that we're here. So please share. If you're still watching, please share what we're doing. That's really important. And our wonderful people here who have given their time to help, that is just incredible. Yeah. And as I said, next Sunday, we're going to be live in Alaska.
Thank you.
With Lady and with Glenda. And it's going to be the local port, which is in Anchorage, which is Ritia, which is where often Princess Cruises cruise from for Alaska. I know that. There's not a lot of people there, but there are people that had nothing now. And when the cruise ships start, then probably not going to get anything. So we're going to try and help out a show, especially for Ritia and Lady, and hopefully Glenda will be there and explaining everything and showing everything. And in the week after, we will talk to Jason about seeing if we can do Barbados and seeing what we can do and invite people to donate for that. But you can donate to your own port. It's entirely up to you. Martin, as I said, you're one of the wonderful people from the cruising community that contacted us and said, I want to help. And that's what we need the cruising community to do, to follow Martin, to contact us and say, what can I do? Martin, if you've got anything else you want to say.
And how do we get a hold of you, Martin? Everybody, we need to find out how to get a hold of everybody that's on here today, because you're here with us. We want people to know how to get a hold of you. So.
Just Martin's Holiday Village on Facebook. Just on Twitter. We've got Instagram. I don't know how to understand it yet because I'm a bit older, as you can see by the grey beard. But what I would say to all the cruise community is, whether you donate £1, $1, €1, that goes, like Melissa said, it's feeding people. So whatever you can afford, however small, however large, every little bit helps. And it is literally going to feed people. At the end of the day, we all need to survive. I'm a travel agent. We've had no business since March. We've refunded people. We're still here trying to survive and keep going. But the people further down the chain, they're not able to eat. I got no help from our government here, but I'm still wanting to help other people out there because I believe it's the right thing to do. I'm a human. Nobody should ever not eat, not have shelter, not be able to live. And that's where it's going to get to here without being able to afford those things. It doesn't bear thinking about. I take somebody sat on the beach with thinking, I haven't eaten for 3 or 4 days. It's heartbreaking. It really is.
Yeah, Lady and Glenda, what have you got to say about what we're trying to do?
Just kind of like we mentioned before, where it's tough for people just because, like we said, this is what they used to survive. This is what they were depending on, and it was just pulled out from under them because nobody could have predicted that it was going to be this intense. And we love Alaska. Alaska's our home. And I know you've cruised to different places that I haven't been to. So she's definitely seen those different ports firsthand. And just to know that we are doing something to help to help people. It's just remembering that the people when you go to a cruise port are people with parents who may have issues, children who may have issues, or siblings or friends and things where people were depending on them for the income that they were bringing in, and now that's just gone. So any little bit that we can do to help, we are here to do what we can, just because I'm fortunate enough to work from home, so that way I haven't been affected, but realizing even though that we haven't been affected as hard, someone else has, and that's kind of what this is for, is to help those who, like we mentioned earlier, can't eat, they can't do the basic things that we should be able to do. So just, I am very appreciative for this platform and for everybody that's here to show their support and to help out, because we could have been on the other end of this. What if it was me that was sitting on the beach and didn't have anything to eat? And since I'm not, what can I do to help? So that's kind of conversation. We've had conversations about this, like what can we do? How can we help? And then when you guys talked to us about this, it was like, okay, we are 100% behind you guys. And I was like, Mom, you've got to be here, because she's lived in Alaska for 30 years. And she's been to places like Juneau and Skagway. And this summer, she and I said, why not just go to Whittier, because we can. So we decided, since we're here, we might as well do what we can to support while we're here. And so anything that we can do, any way that we can help, we're definitely here to do that. And just again, thank you for all just being amazing people and putting all of this together, because I feel like there's a lot of work that went into this behind the scenes that we're not even going to get to see, like John was mentioning, and I think that does get underappreciated sometimes. So I just want to put a little thank you for putting all of that together so that we can have this opportunity to share about it and just help where we can.
Thank you, lady. Wonderful. Yeah. Robert said we're getting messages from people all over the place as well. Great initiative. Thank you, Robert. Jason, I'm going to come back to you. Have you got anything else you'd like to say to everybody before we close everything up?
No, I just want to thank everyone for their efforts now and in future. There are some islands. Listen, I wouldn't say Barbados is the hardest hit, so I'm not going to be. I'll do everything I can. I want to do more for other locations. So like whatever we can do collectively, let's do. Let's do it to the 100%, 150%. Let's get some people sorted out.
And we will do. Again, someone proving, looking to do things for other people. It's just, that's what everyone, it's incredible. Melissa, have you got anything to add before we close everything down?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you for everybody that's watching. Thank you for all your support. Thank you, lady, and thank you, Jason, for coming. Thank you, Martin. Really appreciate it. We're looking forward to taking this money and spending it where we need it. Here's Emma. Oh, hi, Emma. Emma introduced us.
She did.
Anyway, I know Martin was saying that he's going to donate a percentage of his profits to the charity.
Oh, wonderful.
If you go to Cruise Shop Save, we were also going to donate a percentage of every purchase. And don't forget, these products are from the island. So we are a business. We're trying to sell these products for these people in the islands, helping them with the platform. We're new, so please forgive us. We're just trying to get started. But yeah, we're going to donate part of the purchases of these products. Will go to these products. Whatever you do, stay safe. Thank you so much for your time and your support. It's really appreciated. And thanks the Cruise Amigos for doing this. Great idea, great initiative, and we're going to go far with this. Really are.
Chili John, thank you. Wonderful words, Melissa. Chili John, do you have anything to add before I close everything?
Thanks, Pete. You've done a masterful job in coordinating with what would we have 8 or 9 people at one time. Fantastic job, Pete.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. Then it's a call to action now for the cruising community. We just saw the wonderful Emma come on, who's a wonderful lady who's done so much to help everything we've done. I know she's got a heart of gold. I know Emma was the one who put us together with Melissa. So Emma, thank you so much. Please help. We need the cruising community to help us. If you're an influencer out there and you want us to come on your show and explain what we're trying to do, we'll be there any time of day that you need us. At the end of the day, Martin, thank you so much for approaching us, with the help. We really appreciate it. It's the beginning, Martin.
Please do.
The beginning with that. Lady, as always, and Glenda, thank you so much. Melissa, great, thank you. Obviously, we've lost Jason now in Barbados, but hopefully we'll be live with Jason in 2 weeks. But at the end of the day, again, I just say there are 4 ways you can help the people. 4 ways. 1, donate. We can't do anything if you don't. Second, like the page. The link's there where we share this, and admins who have shared this, thank you so much. Yeah. And so just like the page. 3, share the page everywhere you can, so the cruising community can see that we exist, and they want to help, they can help, and invite your friends to like the page. And the 4th thing is any help you can do. We are open to any help from anybody, and just contact us. We'll be there to talk to you. And hopefully we can help the right people. Jason is back quickly. I'll put him back on. Hopefully. Hey, Jason. I want to say thank you to everybody that's still watching. You know, especially listening to me talking. I apologize about me talking. And let's hope that we can help people in the ports that we love to visit. It's all about what we can do for them. Thank you, everybody, for being involved. It's been I can't tell you how appreciative we all are. So thank you, guys. I'm going to end this now. Please share it everywhere. Thank you. Bye.